Peter Pan, that's what they call me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Michelle.
And I'm Josh.
And we are Americans that live
in the UK.
Here in the UK. That's our famous slogan. If you follow my vlogs, you know that I have done a video about us moving to the UK.
And tea.
But Dad was not in it. And today we're going to do a little more personal with you because we're going to talk about two sides of it that I was not able to kind of talk about in the first video. So this is moving to the UK, but it's also on a military level of moving to the UK.
Yeah, so the truth.
The dirty truth.
This can relate to multiple bases overseas. It's just you're gonna have to flex left and right. This is just pertaining specifically to the UK right now that we're gonna talk about, but you can take these ideas and implement them into moving to another location. First off, welcome to Raf Lakenheath Raf Mildenhall. I'll tell you right now, I got stickies for my reminders and everything, so one down.
We have welcomed you guys to RAF Lakenheath.
Woo! Two bases literally right beside each other. It's very convenient, it's awesome. Just a heads up, get on Raf Lakenheath's housing, they're the best.
Yes, and guys know that I can link it in the video because I've done a house tour for Lakenheath here, and these homes are great. So I will put that description below so you guys can check out a house tour here on Lakenheath.
Closest to the US standards, it gives you all the US outlets, so all your stuff that you're bringing overseas and everything, it works with the amps and everything and the voltage. And you also get UK outlets and everything that are on the UK's power. Very convenient to move on to Raf Lakenheath Village.
Yes.
You also have two other bases you can select from also that have on-base housing, but Raf Lakenheath is known to have the best.
Hands down, the best. But we won't shame Mildenhall because little old Mildenhall is great too, guys.
When you get your orders, you're gonna freak out. A lot of y'all gonna make excuses why not to come over here. My son's afraid to fly. I have issues with traveling.
I can't get my passport in time. It's not gonna work.
A lot of excuses start flying out the window and everything because one, it's something new and not a lot of people like new things. So, are you gonna be scared? Yeah, everybody is when they first move. It's gonna happen. You're 100% going to be scared at first. It takes time. It's something new. Just gotta flex, man.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you right here, guys, this has been the best time I've ever had at any base. Absolutely love it here. So guys, please don't be scared and just embrace it for what it is. Make up 20 excuses, that's fine too, because this girl, yes, definitely did. And I think it's just part of the process. But I promise you guys, you're gonna love it here.
And go ahead and try to make excuses for your command. It doesn't really work out that well. I mean, you still coming. I'll see you here.
Oh, we went that route too. I tried about 20 different things. I was like, well, go tell them this or go tell them that, or we can't because of this. And everyone, yeah, that didn't work. Yeah, that didn't work.
I mean, we've liked it here so much that we spent an additional 3 to 4 years here. So we've almost been here 6 years.
We did. We extended.
Yeah, we kept extending. It just kept getting better and better. And all you guys that like cars and everything, the UK has JDMs and stuff, man. Supras, GTRs. You got them all, man. So come over and buy them.
Yes, because if the wife is watching this, the first thing you're going to want to come over, and I'll definitely do videos for you about that, you're going to want to travel. But boys, as soon as he came through the door, let's just buy some cars.
I already had my car picked out before I got here.
Yes, so guys, no, please know, it's scary. Yes, it's scary, but there's so many positive things over here. Just check out my vlogs, what we've done. It's amazing, all the opportunities that you get as an American over here.
So with along all these issues and being scared and everything, you're asking what the UK culture is. I mean, they all speak English, guys.
Yes.
So if you go to the UK, it's a lot easier to communicate, a lot easier to do things. Slower pace of life. You have got to learn how to flex. You cannot be, in the States it's go, 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 go. When you get here, they like to spend time with their families and stuff. Most stores close at 5. It's not got a Walmart and all these other stores and everything. So you have to embrace the culture. If you don't, you're just going to be a sourpuss.
You're going to be miserable.
You have to be positive the whole time. Especially with your family and little ones. You're going to introduce them. You're moving them away from their schools, their friends, everything that's they find home, that is them. You're taking everything away from them and moving them. And it's just a part of life, military life. Some kids understand it and everything, but you need to help them and not show them panicky moves. Go panic in the bathroom or go cry in the closet.
There's closet criers. That's where you're allowed to do that. But
not in front of the little ones. Be their support and then just move. I mean, it's not bad. It's very stressful when you start getting all your life arranged and everything, the out processing. It's easy to PCS or PCA in the States. Very easy. Coming overseas is another issue because you're not used to the culture. You don't have any idea of the housing, all that stuff. It's just a mix of different emotions, feelings, and everything. Try to box them emotions in a little bit. I mean, you got to do your best. Rely on your partner unless she's crying. And then you push right through.
Honestly, guys, the best thing to do is find a British person, make them your best friend, and just learn about the culture. Our next door neighbor was British. And I absolutely, I did not understand what she was saying for about the first 2 weeks.
What? I mean, they were both like American and British.
But still, I did not have a clue. When she spoke to me, it took me a minute, but absolutely adore these people now. So
that might be your English. They might have a couple
probably.
I understood everything that came out. It's just different slang. They have different things that goes on.
Yeah.
The other thing with the UK, y'all probably, is it safe? Well, one, you can't have weapons over here, so don't bring guns and everything. Do not even try that. We've had people try to do that, and their knives and stuff. You get busted immediately. They seize them. Safe. Like I was saying, guns and everything, knives and everything. You can only bring a certain type of knife over. I think it was 2 inches or something extended. So don't pack all that stuff. You're good to go. It's fine. Safe-wise here, there's nothing that goes on here. You will have, if you have your stuff out in your front yard, that's pretty much like you're giving it away. So that's one thing. If you put a lawnmower or leave it out there too long, literally right out the front gate, if one of my guys, he left his motorcycle out, it was gone 4 hours later. So certain places you just learn what not to do and what you can do. If you leave your doors unlocked or you leave a bag out, it's just like back in the States.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna have to deal with that. That's just part of life.
I've never felt more safe here, guys. And honestly, you're gonna get the same brief everybody does, wife and husband. You're gonna have this intro brief or whatever it is. The first, you have to complete it within the first 2 weeks of coming into the UK. And it's pretty much just kind of tells you a little bit about the culture, a little bit things like they call the travelers here, and it's going to scare you. Like, I don't know if it's meant to scare you to a certain level, but I've never felt more safe in any place than here in the UK. So guys, please don't get scared. Don't be turned off when you go through that initial briefing and all the things that they tell you.
Yeah, don't wig out. This one.
I did, because I mean, what they're telling you, and people can come in your home and that stuff's okay, and you can't tell them to get out. And I'm thinking, what do you mean someone's going to come in my home? Nobody's ever came in my home. I mean,
yeah, it's just, they just want you to be aware of what could happen.
They do. I mean, always, guys, you're an American. You're overseas. Of course, you have enough intelligence to know to be safe on those levels. But what they do in those briefings, try to scare you to a different level, just know it's very safe here.
It's safe. Just, UK is safe. Just check that. Next thing is vehicles. Everybody asks about vehicles and everything. So I was able to store my vehicle with the military. I have a Toyota Tundra 2012, super nice truck, very large. These roads are about 15 to 18 feet wide. Your truck is taking up about a whole lane and about a foot or two into the other side of the lane. You will hit bushes and stuff going down certain back roads and everything. Well, not just back roads. The back roads are the main roads. Large vehicles get damaged here a lot. Also, when you ship them with the VPC, they have a high chance of getting damaged. One of my co-workers, he shipped his vehicle, it caught on fire. Now, I'm not saying this happens all the time. This is like very rare, by the way. This isn't something that happens frequently or anything. It's just the worst case scenario. His whole thing caught on fire. He had to claim it, mold damage, all that stuff. You just have to take into accountability. Also, one of our guys had his whole chassis twisted because they don't do crates for your vehicles. They do roll-ons because it is cheaper. So just FYI, you're taking a high risk of damage and everything.
Yeah, we left both of our vehicles. We had just got me a new one, and I was like, no, I don't necessarily want to take that. I'm so thankful now I didn't. And guys, honestly, the cars here are pretty cheap. I know there's a lot of expenses when you first come in and you think, oh, I don't want to put that on an expense. But Now, I didn't go out and get a brand new anything. I just got, what, 2004 little car, and it's perfect for here. And these roads are built different, and you just kind of want the smaller cars. So if you can, and if you have a new car, it is best to leave it stateside.
And store it with the military. You get to store one vehicle free with the military if TMO and all them allow you to do it, and they have that paperwork, and it's one of your destinations that allows you to do that. You can do that. I happen to be lucky, and I got it. But let's say on the other hand, you want to ship your vehicle. When you go to the VPC, they're going to give you a sheet to sign out all the damage on your vehicle, everything. Don't just take that sheet, you take a video of the interior. And I'm talking about the dashboard lining, the windows, everything on that vehicle underneath it. You take a video at the VPC and you keep that video until it either arrives and or if you stored it, when you get back, you have those videos. Make sure you do it because you'll have to do insurance claims sometimes on them. It's just make sure. Don't even hesitate. Take videos, pictures, 360 degrees, everything you can. That's your property. You spent your hard-earned money. Man, cover your booty. Now, if you bring the vehicle over and you decide that's what you want to do, if it's a US spec vehicle, just remember you're driving on the left side. It's all right-hand drive over here. So you're going to have to get used to shifting over and making sure you're not too far over in the lane.
Engaging. That was one thing, which I have a UK car though, but then we had borrowed one of your friends, and he had brought his American car over. And honestly, guys, I thought it was the hardest thing ever to drive the American car over here. Maybe it's just because I wasn't used to it, and that's not what I first started driving when I came here, but it was really hard to kind of gauge where
Bro, she almost wrecked the car.
A UK car, yes, I did, okay, but yeah, we don't need to know about that. I'm just telling you guys, I've drove both of them over here, and it's just a lot easier to have a UK car over here.
It is. It makes it a lot easier to judge on the inside lane when you're driving.
Yes.
But on the other hand, when you bring a US vehicle over here, not only are you on the right, but you have to do conversions. You have to have a fog light. It's mandatory. It's just a bright light that's in the fog. All three vehicles are JDMs. Two of my Supras and one of my GTR, they have fog lights. My GTR has it cut into the fender, which depreciates the value of it, or you can rig it underneath the vehicle with the little light. It's just it's different. I don't like it, and I would not, if that did that to my truck, I would lose my mind. Either ship it or store it, like we talked about. I recommend storing big trucks and everything. Now, a lot of people do have the big trucks out of here, and there's no damage to them or anything, but they just drive them around on base, back and forth, and they buy a UK vehicle to drive down in the towns. Because the towns, the parking, one, too small, the lanes are super tiny, and if it's a nice big vehicle, for some reason people like to key around here, like high keys. They keyed my Supra just because it has a different color paint job. I about lost my mind. I sat there and cried in the parking lot for a while because they went down to the metal in it. It's just, if you have a nice vehicle, or they know it's a US vehicle and everything, it's just a high likelihood of keying it. Especially if you take it down to London.
I recommend you guys driving in London. That's a whole different video.
It is fun.
No, it's not. He about killed us. I thought I was going to die. So I know Americans think they can drive anywhere. I'm telling you guys, London's an easy trip. You just get on a bus or you get on a tube, and that's the way you go to London.
Almost died. That roundabout, that car, they saw me when I started drifting.
Yeah, whatever. And the whole time, guys, that's a whole different video, but the driving's a little bit different, especially in London. They're beeping the horn at him because he's not going fast enough.
They beat the horn down there anyways. Your conversions and everything, if you want to go ahead and get it booked and everything, I recommend Steve Cooper or Cooper's Garage in Mildenhall.
Yes.
There's a lady there named Kathy who is,
Superb.
she's awesome. I just recommend them. They're awesome. They've been doing work for my vehicles. They're the one. I don't trust a lot of people with my vehicles, and Kathy's they're always awesome.
They're always honest. I mean, everybody always asks, even in our local area, who do you take your cars to? And the first people I say is Cooper's, because I don't think she's ever ripped us off. I mean,
Right, everybody rips it. Somebody, they gotta get their money.
They do, but as honesty goes, I think that's about as honest as you're gonna get in this local area.
Recommendation, and or Brandon Auto. They're good also.
You did do that.
But I do recommend Cooper's, especially if you're gonna get a JDM, guys. If your wife allows you, or hubby allows you to get one. They can do authentic registering of your vehicle and everything when it's 25 years old. Actually, we might do a video about how to ship a 25-year-old vehicle back, and then I'll run through a Supra and a GTR and what to look for. A lot of people want to pick up a Supra, GTR, or a Defender, and they all are the same. It just depends on what state. So check us out for YouTube on that.
Yes,
Maybe
guys, we're loaded, guys, with information.
Gonna help you.
Yes. Another sticky
Oh,
bites
yeah.
the dust.
Man, if y'all got pets, sell them things, man. Don't bring them. No, just kidding. They family.
We love our fur babies.
They expensive.
Guys, we knew this. We had already lived in the UK for 2 years and then buy our dogs. Now we're going to have to ship them back.
So before we even get into that one, we're not talking about us leaving with them. They're still expensive. But when you travel over here and you have fur babies and you're wanting to bring them abroad and everything, just know that you're going to have to get all the vaccinations for the UK. They can be costly depending on what you need and everything. And shipping. Most commonly, people use silver birch over here. I recommend using Starwood Animal Transport. Yes. And there's other companies, but everybody's been using silver birch, and they're just a common thing that everybody started using, and nobody branched out. They're too one-sided. I started branching out about 6 months ago when I found out I was leaving, and I found out that most of the companies are about 400 to 600 pounds cheaper. And plus, get this, guys, they will give you an itemized receipt for your doggos or your kitties. If you got an itemized receipt, you can talk to your CPA or whoever's doing your taxes to see if you can claim them bad boys, because it's a moving expense. So just keep that in the back thoughts. Also, any moving expense. If the military didn't pay for it and you had to pay for it out of pocket, remember, claim them on your taxes.
Yes, keep those receipts, guys. I know when we first came over here, we had a whole folder, and we didn't know that we could...
Still got them.
Okay.
I just found them again.
As we're moving out. But we didn't know whether we could use them, could not use them, but it was worth keeping, because I promise you guys, you think you've got everything planned out that you're going to pay for, and you just don't. Everything comes up, oh, by the way, we needed to do this.
And these companies, they will actually take your pet when they arrive, and they'll take them through the whole vaccination process, the quarantine process and everything. Now, you're like, oh my gosh, they'll do all this. Now, if you bring a dog overseas, you're looking at, so we have Bear, which is a Bernese mountain dog. You're looking at, if you were to bring him over, about $6,000 just to bring a 110-pound dog over from the States. Super, super expensive. Kitty cats, small dogs and everything, sometimes you can get them in the cabin of the aircraft. Oh, if you got a big dog and you want to learn a loophole, claim him as an anxiety pet.
Yeah.
You can bring him in the cab as long as he's a good dog. And I mean like strict, like obedient. Big dogs, if you have somebody that has anxiety, you can label it as an anxiety dog or a helper, and then they will allow them in the cab and everything, and you're good to go, and it's a lot cheaper.
We didn't do that, but...
We didn't bring animals and everything.
No.
But average price for a full-blown 110-pound dog was about $6,000 with silver birch.
That's more than one person to get over here.
Yeah, so you just have to be ready.
Yes, and I know a lot of people that have really old dogs I've talked to, they leave them at home with their parents. Now, I'm not saying I could do that, but I'm just saying they have made that an option where they do leave the older
It's not
pets.
just the older dogs. You have to get it's a health certification for the animal when you bring them over. If your dog's too old, they give you a cert at the beginning. You have to get it before you can ship them, because some of them are just at that age where it's not healthy to send them overseas. And then you just have to leave them with a loved one. And there's no other choice. You have to do it. So that's about doggos.
Another check off the list.
So guys, we just covered quite a bit of information. Leave your comments below and we'll try to help you out and get you as much information as possible in another video. This is one of a couple videos we're going to make. So the next one's going to be about, hey, your dislocation allowance, your baggage, all that stuff. We're going to cover a couple items that are very important.
Yes.
But that's it.
Yeah, guys. So, I hope you liked the video. I know it's a little different than what I usually do on my channel, but we're all about
helping people.
Yes, we absolutely love to help people out. We do like to have fun too, so this was a combination of those things. But guys, definitely stay tuned, because like we said, we are going to make a part 2 of this video and kind of go over a lot of the things you need to know if you're moving to the UK. Check out my vlogs, see what else we've been doing here in the UK. Stay tuned to see what I'll do next. Bye.
Bye.